Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to episode number 81 of Non-League Legend, the French edition, where we're with Paris 13 Atletico, and we look to do it better than PSG. In today's episode, we have the first knockout stage of the Champions League, as for our second year in a row being in the Champions League, we've made it as part of the top 24 teams in the league phase, not inside the top 8, so we go into the first knockout round. Last year in this stage, we drew Benfica, got beat 2-0 home and away, but it was a much more improved performance than being spanked 4-0 in the league phase by Benfica. We have a better team since then, and we are going to go in and see who we're going to get. We are not seeded. I do think if I had the sounds that we would have the Champions League music, but that's all okay. Last year, we'll first out the pot. And let's see what happens. Teams that are seeded are Monaco, Milan, Madrid, both Madrids, Atletico and Real, Newcastle, Inter, Leipzig, and Juve. We're going to put it on 3x speed, and we're going to start the draw. And let's see where we come out. First out is ourselves again. We've done it again for the second year in a row. And we have gotten Monaco. Interesting, an all French tie there. We have a good record against Monaco this year. That's actually a very, very, very winnable tie. We are going to skip to the end. Liverpool get Milan in an absolute stormer, replay of the 05 and 07 Champions League finals, I do believe. Strasbourg get Madrid, unlucky for Strasbourg. Did make it through the group, though, after we beat them. That's interesting. Fenerbahce get Madrid, Real Madrid, so they're out. Newcastle Celtics, Newcastle get through. Porto Inter, good tie. PSV Leipzig, Leipzig should get through. And then Man United Juve to finish it off is probably the tie, or the pick of the ties with Liverpool Milan. Saying that, though, for ourselves, we get an all-French first knockout round draw, and we beat them 6-1 in the league at home. If we can do that again, we can put ourselves in a massive position to make it to the quarterfinal for the first time ever in the save. Is it the quarterfinal because there's more teams? I reckon it would be a round of 16. There we go. So used to it being knockout, round of 16, quarterfinal, straight through. It is what it is. Terms of results, since we last met, we've played one game. One game that you guys haven't seen. We played Troyes in the Cup as we're looking to defend our title. We obviously spanked them. We slightly rotated. It was a pretty good day out. We'll see you guys in a second for that game against Monaco. We'll actually play them 3 times in a row, as we do play them away from home in the league, in what's going to be a massive game in that as well. Welcome back, YouTube. We have Monaco in the first leg of the Champions League knockout stage. Since we last met, we've played one game. It was against Lyon in the league. We won 3-1 only a few days ago. We played quite well. We did concede for the first time in ages. That's actually going to lead me into making a change for this tie. Second thing that we need to recap here is when we last played Monaco. Would have been ages ago in the league. There we are. We won 6-1 at home in the 4-3-3. And we're hoping it's going to happen again here. With that being said, I am going to make one change. Only for this game only, Tosin's going to go to a normal centre-back, and Pimbempe is going to go to a full-back on support, and we're going to go with exactly how we would normally line up in terms of player roles. I know Tosin got over a 7 in the last game, even though we conceded. He does look good in the ball-playing defender role. We just know that those roles there are defensively solid. I don't think we're going to beat them 6-1. I do think we can win because we do cause them problems. They're most vulnerable against a 4-3-3, but at the same stage, we're most vulnerable against a 4-4-2. So, interesting to see how this goes. In terms of the team, though, new signing Timothy, new signing Tosin, Inguez, Sisselo, Canna, Melbala, Ravella, Bakayoko, Dosu back in international duty. He's not 100%, but we'll start hoping to get a goal early, and then we can take him off for probably Collie in a big game. And then, carry on, boys, from your last performance. We've been very good in the league, but in the Champions League, we've been hit and miss. Their team is as followed in the 4-4-2. Fabiano and Calvert-Lewin up top. People probably rounding how good he is. Collivan's still here, still looking good. They've got Mohamed Kamara. I've used him on FM. He's never as good as that whenever I pick him up. David looking fantastic too. They've still got one Foyth. And obviously Grigor's a very good keeper as well. With that being said, let's get underway. Champions League, first knockout round game, first leg. And we're hoping to beat them 6-1 so then we can just, go full strength in the league and then probably semi-rotate in the Champions League second leg and just play for a draw or just play the defensively minded 4-3-3 and just make sure we don't concede 5. I'd highly doubt we're going to win 6-1 though. I think that's definitely going to be the thing that I want to put out here. We're not going to win 6-1. I doubt that highly. We do have the best defence in France, though, so I'm going out here with those player roles to keep a clean sheet against the 4-4-2, not be too adventurous, and then take it from there, knowing that the 4-3-3 will produce a chance for Mokoku, you would imagine. With that being said, 20 minutes played, we've had more of the ball and similar amount of shots, better XG, no highlight. We do need to rotate the camera. It's a long ball, should be challenged by Dosu, but it wasn't one as we're switching the camera angle there. David. Ravella picks it up. Very well done. Mokoku now needs help. No one around him. Going himself. Forced wide. Now is there help. Bakayoko's there on his left peg. Well done, Mokoku, because he had no one around him and a great strike from Bakayoko. And we take the lead in the Champions League first knockout round game here in Paris. And, well, Mokoku drove into no man's land. 5 guys around him. Held it up for Bakayoko, and he fires into the roof of the net. And there we go. Goalkeeper did his best animation just to fall over there, we'll be honest, but still was good. But I think when we play with this 2 centre-backs and the full-back on support, we do look a lot better. We did move into it in the Lyon game as well. Anyway, Bakayoko hits. It was a snap effort that fell to on his non-preferred over the bar. That would have been nice to go 2-0 up here. 30 minutes played. It is 1-0. And so far, not too bad. Having more of the ball, same amount of shots, but we're the team that's ahead, and that's all that's important here. Half-time, 1-0. Dosu already looking dead. I already saw that as well. People might be shouting at their YouTube screen they're watching on. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Do you shout at me? I would. I'm not the best at the game. I do have a good track record, but not the best. Anyway, Bakayoko, Ravella knows how to hit him. Went for goal, and he fires wide. Probably had to hit that one first time as his touch took him away from goal and narrowed the angle of margin. With that being said, I don't think I can leave Dosu out there for too much longer here. Maxime's learning to play on the left and obviously developing, which is great, but I actually think that this is a game. Oh, Collie is suspended, isn't he? I was going to put Collie out there. Maybe we won't now. This could be an interesting move. I haven't done this once. I'm going to put Ferland Mendy, Sisselo in there, and I'm actually going to put Sisselo as a winger on support and just get him to just beat people. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get Sisselo up a line because he loves running at people and just getting him to beat people. I don't want to bring Maxine this early on. I want to use him as a last-minute sub. Saying that, though, first thing Mendy done hasn't got to the ball. Need a press now. Sisselo, as a winger on support, should help out and build up and should be good on the press as the ball goes over his head as we say that. Mendy gets caught out of position now. Sisselo trying to drive back. Fabiano was there. He was offside anyway, so wouldn't have counted. It's a more defensively minded change, but what it allows me to do is we are playing with a wider width. I can move Mendy to a fullback on support at some stage and use Sisselo just to beat people and bring Bakayoko off if we needed to. In saying that, though, we do have some people... Hey, that was meant to be a pause. We do have some people legless in the middle. Melbourne's having an air game, and we're going to bring him off. And Bakayoko is dead. I know he's had a great game. Bessett's the most preferred role, but I'm actually going to move to another winger. And I'm going to get Maxine with late, 70th plus minute. I like doing this against tired legs, which they have, and getting people to run. And Maxine can run. As Tossins then heads over... Not too bad. I'm going to make another change here. Canna's dead. I'm actually going to move Ferland Mendy into the fullback on support. And Canna's going to come off there for Yuri, who's going to go into the ball-winning midfielder role. And we've got one more change. Timothy I don't want to bring off. Don't want to bring off the back four because I feel like they're having a good game. Sisselo is pretty dead himself, but we don't really have a winger out there. We could actually bring Bessett in. And what I might do is actually get Bessett out there late drama because he can actually play on the left. Right, highlights coming. We've gone a little bit more defensively solid, a little bit more in support, a little bit more flexible in terms of build-up as Sisselo just dropping in there, which is fine. And that's Ferland Mendy making a good overlapping run, which he still will do on the fullback on support. Sisselo, this is where I wanted him to cut it. Ravella first time. Beautiful move. We pick up a goal. We often complain that when we're making changes, we generally concede because there's a highlight. That highlight has come because we are trying to make changes, but it's worked out for us. And Ravella hits on the top of the box, and it is 2-0. Great run from Mendy. Sisselo, the main reason we put him out there is he's a winger that will get inside. Big touch, cuts it. Ravella fills in the space. And, well, that is a great strike. We lead 2-0. Yes, mate, the changes. I got the desired result. And now it's just up to the boys to hold out now, being the best defence in League One. We'll say Monaco have had 12 chances, only one on target. All right, is there one last goal in this game? Ravella, Goretzka, interesting, didn't see him on the bench. Ravella touches it for Goretzka. Kamara looking over the top for Calvert-Lewin. Big moment. Kim, what a save. Trailing hand onto the post, and our keeper keeps the clean sheet. What a save from Kim. He gets man of the match for the save at an 8.1. It was an outstanding save, and it's mainly because Bakayoko got taken off early. His match rating's at an 8.1. It would have been against the run of play if Monaco got the goal there. I would love to watch that last highlight if we could, please, game. Don't think it's going to, is it? It is going to let us. Okay, here we go. I think this is a highlight that is definitely worthy. Definitely a good save from the keeper. We're going to just bring that back to the touch as this ball comes over the top now. Calvert-Lewin to get it to 2-1 and give Monaco probably big hope. Hits it first time, and Kim with a trailing arm/armpit taps it onto the post. Those 15 1-on-1s. He's the best keeper in the league this year in terms of clean sheets. What a performance. That is superb. That's what we brought him in for. No disrespect to Schindler, who made big saves. That, you know, this Kim boy is a little bit better and has potential to be fantastic. And well, that was utterly superb from the boys. And yes, we still have the best defence in the league, for people that are wondering. I am very proud of this. Being Italian, I'm very proud that we're outperforming PSG in this graphic here. But that is another big result against Monaco. We have them in 4 days in the league, and then we've got them again in the Champions League with a 2-0 lead. We won't be able to rotate for that game, but I'll see you guys then in a second. Don't go anywhere. It'll probably be tomorrow, judging by the background lighting and everything. But we'll be back, and hopefully we've beaten Monaco or got a draw in the league to keep our gap, and then we can get through the first knockout round for the first time in our history. Second leg, Monaco. Knockout stage. We've never made it past the first knockout round, but in saying that, this is only our second year, and we made it to this stage last year, so very happy with how things are going in the Champions League, being little old Paris 13 Atletico. We've obviously got to recap the second game that we played against Monaco. I did slightly rotate. We did draw 2-2. Colli played on the left instead of Dosu. As you can see there, Salama played instead of Melbalai. Diallo played instead of Inguez because he had a slight knock. And Timothy was suspended, so we didn't play him at right back, and we put Mendy at left back. Very open game. Kim had a very good game in goal for the best defence in the league. Yet again, too many chances. We'll note that playing defenders have tried tossing again. They just push up too much. You know, when centre-backs actually sit in a line and cover each other, the ball-playing defender, for whatever reason, just steps and leaves space in behind. So I've gone and just decided full-back on support, centre-back on centre-back on defend. I know that's not probably Timothy's and whatever's best role, but yeah. There we go. Guessing that's from the save that we try to replay against Kim, by the way. There we go. 1-0 there. And then as you can see here, 1-1. Good free kick from Govelin. And Colli picks it up, ball over the top. Bakayoko getting in behind. Ball to Makoku, gets tackled, falls to Ravella, falls back to Makoku. It's a scrappy goal, but we'll take him in big games. And then lastly, as you can see here, ball in towards the back stick. Fabiano, who's fantastic, comes inside, and, well, that's a very good finish there from Kim. With that being said, though, in a very good spot with the team and in the league. After drawing that game and PSG winning, as much as we've only drawn the same, we've only lost the same amount of games, we've had too many draws and not enough wins. I think that's our next step to become really in the title fight. I do think we will push PSG all the way. For us to win the title, we need PSG to lose a game, and we need to beat PSG ourselves. And then it will come down to goal difference, and it will come down to how many clean sheets we keep and how many goals we score. Because, you know, I know it's like 9 goals there. We have the potential to go out there and smack sides, and at the same time they do too. But we know if we can beat PSG and then obviously smack a couple sides while keeping clean sheets, you never know. So I'm not going to rule out this title fight. I did feel like for us to win the title, we had to win every game second half, including beating PSG. It just proves how hard it is to topple PSG, especially when they're managed by Jose Mourinho and they play 7 at the back. So yeah, Mourinho is just yeah. Since he's been here since 2025, yeah. The only thing he hasn't done is won the Champions League. Anyhow, hopefully we can do that and beat them there as well. We've got the second rounds and they're playing in the first round. Here we go. They reckon Salama in for Melba Lai. I would disagree. I'm going to go full strength here. If we won 3 or 4 nil, I would have went full strength in the league game and tried to rotate here. But I think we'll be okay. As I mentioned, Pimbele or Timothy, fullback and support, no prefers attack. And Tossin on centre-back, I know he prefers ball-playing defender. But they have very good stats, that'll be fine. Kim Ingwes Suselo is going to play. I did play Mendy in the last game. Kana Melbalai, who I rested, Rovella, Bakayoko Dosu, and Mokoku. Away we go. We know if we keep a clean sheet here, we win. We know that Monaco are a very good side. In the league, we beat them 6-1 and drew 2-2 away. The only thing I will say is I expect them to be a little bit more legless than us because we slightly rotated. They went quite full strength in the league. So have they rotated themselves? They're actually lining up 4-2-3-1. Prefer that. I think they're much better in a 4-4-2. But we'll obviously find out if that's going to make any changes to ourselves or how this game plays. Fabiano's moved out wide, which I think is a good win for us. But Balogun comes in, who is very good in the French leagues. And Jonathan David, I haven't seen him play for them at all. But there he is in the middle, looking very good too. Anyone that we know on the bench? Goretzko obviously surprised me that he was here, so they must have just picked him up. And Govolin got dropped. Interesting. Would have paid him maybe instead of Kamara, who's more of an aggressive midfielder, but I guess they're looking to win the game, which makes sense. Anyhow, let's go in and see how we go. I saw enough in our first meeting. There they are in the 4-2-3-1. We're lining up in the 4-3-3. We definitely do a lot worse against 4-4-2s. It's the main reason that I'm surprised they went 4-2-3-1, especially when they're 2-0 down and that's their best formation. So I think what they're trying to do is not concede first, get into the game, and then they might switch. And Dim in the chat, we are live on stream. Links down below. And if you are enjoying the episodes, do give it a like. I'm loving the occasional comments and the occasional likes as well, boys. It makes a big difference. With that being said, Dim reckons 1 goal will kill this tie from us. If we score the first one, I will believe in it. If we don't score the first one, then maybe not. Away we go. Hopefully we'll be okay. 10 minutes played. 0-0. Hopefully we'll be okay. Grigor with a long ball. Headed by Melbalai. Mokoku not known for his aerial ability. Jonathan David dropping in. And Solet. And Kamara. Well, I think maybe... look, Kamara can tackle, so he can play deeper. I just thought maybe we could get on that. Anyway, it's a great press from Bakayoko. Mokoku was quick enough to beat his man. And he went for goal. He should really hold it up. Like we did with the first goal in the first tie. He held it up and cut it back nicely, I believe. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different game. They all morph into one. Anyway, Dosu, who does captain the side a lot with Colin never starting, really gets on it. Ingwes with a mistake. So would Cicelo. Balogun there. Great save from Kim. He pulled off a fantastic save in the 91st minute to keep it at 2-0 in the first tie. And to keep it at 0-0 here, Kim has saved again. He has been fantastic this year, being the number 1. We've also given him a new contract to make him number 1. I think Ariola will retire at the end of this year. But we'll wait and we'll see. Anyhow, 20 minutes played. It is 0-0, and we have to thank our goalkeeper for that. Hopefully it ticks along, and we do dominate the ball, which we are. But 1 goal for them could make things very interesting. Fabiano with a ball towards Calvert-Lewin, and that's a ball and a half, and that is the danger. That is the danger. It's 2-1. Calvert-Lewin scores. We do have the best defence in the league, but at the same... Actually, we've conceded 2. PSG kept the clean sheet. We don't anymore. Which they may have done. But there we go. We're in for a long tie. We need that goal. 3 shots 1 to 6 shots 3. They've actually played really well in the 4-2-3-1. But they're down to 10 men now. Calvert-Lewin gets straight off. Interesting. They've taken off their goal scorer and moved Jonathan David up front. They now no longer have a 10. Against the 10 men here, they only need a goal to get this extra time. But we should be in the ascendancy now. Very, 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 very happy. I will tell them I'm not happy, but I'm very happy they're down to 10 men. Because now we should really be able to dominate here. At the end of the day, if this game finishes 1-0, I don't care. I just want to say we made it through the first knockout round stage for the first time. Anyway, Canna, Ravella, have a dig. Instead, you look for Mokoku, and that's deflected wide by the defender. Still 2-1 up. 1-0 down on the night. Ravella whips that one in. Cleared away. Probably consider... Why do I always get hiccups during episodes? Ravella... Sorry. What was I going to say? Something about defending. I can't remember. Since we've made the signing of Tossin or lost this Ayers and signed Timothy, we haven't been as good defensively, I don't think. It just shows you Diallo is probably a lot better than what we gave him credit for. Makoko having a stinker out there too. But at the end of the day, this is our best defensive formation, I feel, so we're going to leave it as it is. Inguez back stick hits the post. One goal here and you'd put us at ease. We are starting to dominate. Set piece. Chao Enrique, Canna. Timothy... Good touch. He's quick enough to get away, but he doesn't. Don't know what the dog's barking at. I don't know why she's barking. I'll check in a second. Timothy now on the ball. Ball looking for Makoko is fantastic. If Makoko ever went to it. Jonathan David now. Headed. Roviella, Canna, Cicello. Don't know why the dog is barking. Good run from Dosu. Needs numbers in the box. Spilled. Canna. There it is. 1-1. While that replays it, just check why the dog's barking. Stella, it's not like you to bark. What's the matter? What? You didn't want to jump to the bed? Well done, Dosu. Good run. Deserved an assist. It was actually decent keeping. Just parried it into the wrong area. And Canna following up for 1-1. Happy with that. Apparently Dosu gets no match rating for that. Canna's actually a little bit legless out there. 68 minutes played. I am going to get Yuri on as a ball-winning midfielder there. On defend, let him sit in. Melba Elias not having the best of the game. Actually going to get Mila Stuper in and just get him in as a Mazzala and support because he's got good tackling ability as well. Dosu's not having a good game. Makoku's not having a good game, which is unlike him. Going to leave that for now, though, and leave the experience out there. They need 2 goals. We should be okay. Do want to win the game. That would be nice. Inguez, Milos, Inguez, Celio, Dosu. Ball in falls to Goretzka, who looks for Govolin, who I think should have started. He's their most important player, I feel. Ravella looking for Bakayoko. Poor ball. Mistake, though. Game over. We're through to the next round. You don't give Bakayoko the ball in and around the box because he's very, very good. You can see why Man City really want him in this save. How he's not played for Belgium. He's arguably one of the best players in the league and he's never played for Belgium. Just shows you that Belgium are just backwards on Football Manager as they're backwards in real life. But that is a strike. That is all she wrote. That is game over. With that being said, Bakayoko's got his goal and looking legless, so we're going to get Bessett in. Ravella's looking dead, so I'm going to get Salama in. And Zeno probably complains about his time out there. So I'm just going to get him in there for Tossin as well. And that's more to keep happiness. Now, if they did score from this corner, it's not game over, because they've scored so quickly. But we should be okay. As Bessett goes to press, Govolin's got too much time. He'll probably shoot across keeper here. It's not game over. With 10 men, they score. They still need only 2 now. Just feels like a game that FM doesn't want to let be. Another highlight would be interesting. Got to leave it as it is, though. This has been our best defensive system. In saying that, though, we're conceding a lot of goals second half of the year, which is very, very annoying. But we are through. It's a 4-2 win on aggregate, 2-2 on the night. Same as what we just played in the league. After the red card, much a better side. I will say that their switch to 4-2-3-1 actually helped them until the red card as well. But Bakayoko getting man of the match for the wonder goal, which is fantastic. And look, at the end of the day, the performance wasn't there, but the result was, and that's all that matters. Milan knock out Liverpool, which I'm not happy with, but would happen in real life because we are a shambles. 8.27 million comes straight in for making it out. That is superb. There we go. Bakayoko, who should be considered elite, and he's not. Still wanted by Man City. Wanted by Liverpool now. It might still be hard to keep him. And the fairy tale continues. Brilliant reward for everyone. Now, when's the next draw? It's not going to be for a while, I don't think. Round of 16 draws. What I'm going to do is I reckon we're going to end the episode there. And with the end of the episode, what we're going to do next episode is obviously that draw for the round of 16. See who we get for our first ever time in the round of 16 in the UCL. And then obviously give you those games and also recap the semi-final in the French Cup because we play our means SC, who we either played them or Angers in the Cup final. We played ACHA, I was wrong on both accounts. And yeah, look, it's a quarterfinal. Apologies. But yeah, we'll recap that game there, of course, as well. Hopefully PSG loses a game before we see you guys next time. And yeah, look, here we are. Champions League, round of 16. Yes, please, in only our second year in the UCL.